There's one unaffected egg behind them. Perhaps there's still a chance.
Into the dark with you.
You are, little egg.
I bet you're the musical sort. You've thought about taking up the lute. I got a few ready to go, all freshly strung. A shame. Everyone's got... He's all right then, yeah? That's last law. I hate the Magisters for what they've done. I keep going though, hoping to get to Ark sooner than late. Come back if you need. I'll be whittling away. Useful. There's no shortage of... Come back later then. I need... Hello. Anything else you want to chat about? Same to you.
There's paladins up ahead. Men of my vintage. Wonder if I served with any of them back in the war.
Halt, traveller, if you please. Who goes there? Ha! If you're looking for adventure, east's the way to go. It's a void-woken hellhole over there, holding the fort like we always do. Usually the fort in question is bigger than this one, but you do the job in front of you. What should you expect beyond the bridge? Expect sorcery of the highest order. Go on through, adventurer.
The little squirrel cow's been...
Please! Please don't stop.
Here be witchery. Trespass not.
Oh my gods, you're ugly. You turn milk green and a Magister's red coat black. The Magisters with the red coats chased her into the woods.
Oh, hello there. A fine day it is, and the finest day for a wee saunter through the trees it is too. Not even any voidwoken left to... Oh, just the best. Just the bee's knee. I've made more money today than in the last month combined, thanks to a group of magisters who were in such a hurry they didn't have time to haggle. Some sorcerer who fled by earlier, and she paid a handsome toll too. Glory, what a marvellous day. Whoa, not so... I do try to be nice about it and all that, but this bridge is Marge's business. Since it is such a fine day, I can let you pass at a discount if you entertain me with tales of valiant voidwoken battle. Otherwise, full price. It does get a little dull out here am I lonesome.
Marge sniffs and folds his arms.
That'll be the regular toll, so... Oh, that's not so nice. Not so nice at all. Oh, hello there. A fine day. Whoa, I do try. Since it is such a fine day, over you go. And be sure to appreciate. I wonder what old Grog is up to these days.
Keeping it together, Bree.
Food prices these days.
You're safe among friends. Never mind.
Hey, this new! Many are like, ain't looking too good for Darren Simmons. Kill 'em all. I mean, Johnny, here's you asked.
You eating any of your own fish?
You needing supplies? We'd stock up. Anything more?
Ovis? How can you afford his stuff?
I've got me a sweet deal. That's all you need to know.
Divine order to march against the ancient empire!
You eating any of your own fish?
You kidding? Not only will I sell, I usually buy from Ovis,
We just idiot!
Ovis? How can you afford his stuff?
Subordination!
I've got me a sweet deal. That's all you need to know.
Divine order to march against the ancient empire!
How you holding up?
Not in
about it.
Until later, then.
Much business today?
Not much. People don't want to leave town. Can't blame them. There's no safety in solitude.
Well, keep steady. People still need potions. They'll be by soon enough. How you holding up?
Not in any mood to talk about it.
Your fish stinks of the ball. What kind of rat would sell this?
The carved figure is a resplendent. Your touch.
We've got to take what we can get.
Much business today?
Keep
Good
talking.
day to you.
Prices are up.
Can't blame them. There's no safety in solitude.
Back for a return? Have at it. Got yourself situated.
People still need potions. They'll be by soon enough. Smells worse over here than a dozen rotten eggs.
Yep.
Then don't come over. Not like you're buying anything.
Buying or selling? Capital. Good luck to you.
Who will?
Wouldn't you like to know?
Much business today?
Not much. People don't want to leave town. Can't blame them. There's no safety in solitude.
Well, keep steady. People still need potions. They'll be by soon enough.
Go on, you mute sacks of flesh! Put your backs into it! I'll not lose another day to the tide! The Lord Dread awaits! Its sails billow with Dallas's breath!
The Magister stops, barking orders. He sniffs the air like a predator, turns to face you, the wolf eyeing the deer.
You do not get to make that decision! That decision is mine! Tell me, have you ever been strung up by the hands? Your body swinging like a bell's clapper as your bones are being broken with cast iron rods? Ah, you've met with what's left of Siva, have you? I'm so very glad you're familiar with my work.
He licks his lips. Dry flesh turns wet.
See, I'd like to string you up too, rack you with rods and leave you dangling over a puddle of your own blood and piss. My favourite one. I'm very good at what I do, see? I don't even need us. There was a whiff of something in the air when you approached. A current of filth. That is to say, sauce. Best convinced me I was mistaken.
He leans in closer and sniffs the air once more.
Interesting. So I was mistaken. Must have been ambition I smelled on you, not the magic that did. Very well. In that case, we'll forego the gallows and turn straight to the hunt. A would-be seems peaceful here, doesn't it? A quiet day in a quiet town. One wouldn't think these drifting woods, but they do. Consider for a moment the dwarf. What is he? A mere eyelid of a rat catcher. Of course. I must depart post-haste, but Julian here will stay behind and be a good little parrot.
Stay behind? But I've my orders. Same as you.
Like I said, Julian is staying. And with that, I must be off. No hard feelings about the death threats, of course. How about we part shaking hands instead of stringing them up?
For a few moments, his hand hangs motionless in the air.
Hard feelings, I'll remember.
Time has come, my stitched-lipped lovelies. We set sail. Get on board and man your stations.
The Magister is rubbing the dirt off his robes, none the worse for wear, apparently, from the blast of magic.
You! The damn recruit! I'd be whining and dining aboard the Lord Dread if it weren't for you. Your meddling in Magister affairs had better be worth it. Oh, I'm ever so pleased you changed your mind. Given that it's cost me my place on the Lord Dread. Now answer me. Did you meet with the Magister caravan on your way into town? The hour's growing late and I'm beginning by the bishop's bones. You saw it. Out with it, woman. What happened? Void woken? That means source was used. Which means some third party must have attacked first. Raymond, that old goat, always suspected there's more to the Driftwood Dwarves than meets the eye. Hey, too many things have gone wrong along Reaper's Coast to attribute to bad luck. Magister ships sinking, weapons disappearing, and as you've seen, a caravan attacked and destroyed. Rumour has it the Dwarvian Queen herself is behind these acts of sabotage. That is what I want you to prove. There's a local thug, Lohar. He runs an operation out of his hideout beneath the Black Bull Tavern. It may be interesting to have a word with him, find out what he's up to. But where I really want you to ferret around is It's wild territory, remote and hostile, where I believe the dwarves, should you find any such place, and better yet, proof that Lohar is working in behalf of Queen Justinia, you will be handsomely rewarded, I assure you. They've always been snakes. You know what Queen Justinia is like, surely. A tyrant and a master strategic in that case. Go forth and let the hunt... In short, should any such unscrub...
A lot of call for the junkie soul then.
That's all you gotta think about right now.
Junk? Why, I offer nothing less than the wisdom of the ancients.
The Meister's back! The Meister's back! She doesn't feel like playing, but...
The Meistr sits slumped in a chair, looking around the room as she works her shoulder with one hand. It looks like it was dislocated.
Damnable red cloak baboons ransacking my wardrobes, as if I would keep ancient valuable secrets in a pile with my unmentioned.
She takes a deep breath, and with a twist, a click, and a screech of pain, she shoves her shoulder back into its socket.
I swear by the seven if...
Reaching across the table, she pulls a bowl of hot water towards her and fishes some bandages, a needle, and thread out of a box. She slowly starts to...
At least the barbarians were unable to club their way into my vault, so everything you need should be safe.
The Meistr turns to you, her eyes wide with worry.
Oh, pardon. I'm so sorry. How could I thank you for rescuing me after they had already strung me up? After they had tortured me for days, after they...
She stops mid-shout, descending into a fit of coughing, wheezing, and groaning. She glowers at you as she slowly regains her composure.
If we are quite finished with politeness, there is so much to do. It is not enough to be God-woken in order to ascend to divinity.
As she speaks, the Meistr uncorks a vial of... She stares at the empty spot on her palm for...
A process by which God-woken may ascend. It begins with discovering your deepest self, delving into your own soul. We shall begin once we have the tools we need from my vault. You may have been chosen God-woken, but becoming divine requires more than a supernatural pat on the head. Come, God-woken. It is time. Fortunately, the Magisters pay as much attention to art as they do to fashion. Kindly remove that painting from the wall. It really is quite simple. In the corner there's a painting. Remove it and push the button behind it. The combination to the vault is 15R 34L, 23R 35R, 9R 16L, 33L 45R, 51L 1L. Try to get it right. I pray my instructions will not be too technical for you. Push the button. Your talent for following simple instructions fills me with wonder and pride. Now,
A stone door lies flush with the floorboards. Etched whorls in the granite frame a delicate rotary dial. Taking your time, you carefully enter the combination. The metallic sounds of the tumblers...
Excellent. Follow me. Your time is at hand, God-woken.
Ancient rooms, weird contraptions. This place is an Arcanist's dream.
Come speak to me when you wish to proceed. And try not to break anything in the meantime.
The Meistr is examining her wounds, prodding at this, wincing at that. Her face seems grim as she turns to you.
Do you know what it means to have the power of the divine, God-woken?
Meistr Siva's stare bores into your soul. It is still...
Indeed, some people seem to think so. Mostly they're idiots. but in some cases they're mad dogs.
The Meistr rests her hand on her arm, where one of her wounds has just...
I pray you're more idiot than mad dog. It would be a shame to expend all this effort just to see you put down.
The Meistr grabs your sleeve and pulls you down until you are in...
If the void breaks through, it is the end of everything we know. I would kill you, your family, and my own sweet darling grandmama, if that's what it took to keep this...
She releases you, sitting back in her chair.
If granted divinity, you would have the power of all 7 gods at your disposal. You could heal any wound, pull islands from the sea, right any... But make no mistake, the Divine has only one duty. To protect this world, the Divine cannot use her power for anything else. Very well, then. Let's see if we can... The ritual itself is quite simple. Drop some blackroot in the bowl, mix in a little blood, set the concoction... Ignore any feelings of dizziness, burning in your lungs, or a dire sense of existential dread. They're all perfectly normal. Everything you need is here. Ingredients in the cupboard. Source in the glowing fountain. Ritual...
The Meistr looks back at her wounds, curiously prodding them as fresh blood oozes out, staining her claws.
Quite. Mind you, being torn asunder by a Voidwoken would be even more inconvenient. So if you wouldn't...
The Meistr points sharply to the ingredients cupboard.
Once, although not by a god.
She waves a bandaged hand.
A headstrong and thoughtless girl, but the experience... From observing her, I gather that the ritual involves inhaling the smoke, a lot of screaming, and a rather sudden death. And putting our faith in you is a risk Rivalon. If you need more detailed information about the ritual, see the tome on a plinth by the bookcase. But be quick about it. We do not have much time. Are you simple? Perform the ritual. Ingredients in the cupboard, ritual in the book, source in the fountain. Are you simple?
Opening the door, you see after a quick rummage, you spot the blackroot nestled, but you gather up the blackroot, obsidian lance, and ancient bowl, and... Opening the door, you explore the remaining ingredients, but you've already taken everything you need. As you suck the smoke deep into your lungs, your vision starts to swim and cloud. There is an intense pounding in your head. As the world fades away, you lose all sense of being grounded. You bathed in the half-light of these starless barrens, it looks haggard and weak. Its very voice.
Sabil, come. Come closer, so that you may see. Look me.
The apparition clasps your face.
Blind eye. Speak the spell, and see. Please.
Gone is the strange mirror image of yourself. Before
you know me, don't you? I saved you from drowning. I blessed you. Your god-woken soul is my last refuge.
Tyr Sendelius nourishes himself from the...
Ah, yes. Just what I needed. I tell you, dying just doesn't become a god. The void itself is hunting down the gods. Leech, we're battling for our very survival. It's a battle we're losing, and should we truly lose, all will be cast into oblivion. To save us both, you must realize, Sabil, that our fates are now as one, just as our souls are now. Together, we are a force to be reckoned with. But if that means there is but one place we can go, the Well of Ascension. It most certainly will be. We gave them up freely to create the first divine. That is where the road to divinity leads. And you must be the first to reach it at all costs. It was a time of selflessness and sacrifice in the face of our old enemy. The void is stronger than ever. A new divine won't be enough. You need to go to the... Only she who claims everything will be everything. The void's doom. This world's liberator. It's very simple, really. They will either bow to you, but of course that is what they are saying to their own God-woken as we speak. We both know they won't bow, just like we both know you will never bow to the... Only one can become a god strong enough to safeguard. So make no mistake, Sabil. Chances are the road to divinity will be paved with death. But don't let that dismay you, for these sins will be washed clean by the knowledge you committed them to save all of existence. To save your kin, and your loved ones, and the world they live in. They will be at your mercy, which is vastly preferable, so fret not, but revel. Our journey will be fraught with peril. It is a pilgrimage of challenges that will require you to command Source like only a God-woken can, and wield its most powerful spells.
Hoarse laughter rolls and echoes.
You are quite formidable, Sabil. But you underestimate just... We are I now. The spells you need to know I will teach you when you are ready. But first, you must learn to channel the Source in greater volumes. That is why you need to seek masters of the... So return to Rivellon and seek out these sages where they dwell. Once you have, you may return to me here. Something that will make you understand that for a god, Source is. It is a constant, a subject of neither time nor transience. You have the vision of a god now. Eyes that speak the spell during your peregrinations, and you will see them. Where the dead lie, the dead linger. And so much more. Best of luck, Go now, Sabil.
The Meistr stares intently at you. Her eyes are tired.
Still alive? God's above them.
She leans in. Her bloody tongue flicks.
Tell me, what did you see? What you know?
She sighs impatiently as you hack up the last of the...
You can't channel enough sauce? Gods be damned, why couldn't you have a nice simple problem? Finding an orc to dance the hornpipe, perhaps? I know exactly what must be done. You must find a master of sauce. And I could have... The purging which the Magisters included as part of their service was quite... not enough to silence me. But enough that I would not turn their insides to... Enough to sever my link to the font from which all source flows. And certainly enough that I cannot train you. So we must seek alternatives. Alas, the only source masters not yet hauled off to Fort Joy or turn into meat puppets are those too dangerous or cunning for the Magisters. Sorcerers that allowed their power to corrupt them. Many are wicked, cruel, vile, and generally not good teacher material, but we may have no others to turn to. You will not be there long, I assure you. There is only so much you... However, it is the path we walk, no...
The Meistr doubles over in a violent cough.
No matter what is asked of you, you must learn from them. The Magisters have kept ledgers with all known sorcerers, especially the powerful ones not yet captured. They were to be careful not to get caught. I was their guest for a time. And I promise you the and if their barracks turns out to be as empty as their skulls, just try to...
As she speaks, one of her wounds reopens, a dark red stain spreading across her tunic. She hits...
I wish there was more I could do, but in this condition, I would be more a hindrance than a boon. Godspeed, and remember, do whatever...
Good find.
The spirit of an elegant elven woman
You can see me. A god woken in my presence.
The spirit looks at you...
It is hard to hear of such power, and not covet it for yourself.